Yo, what is going on everyone? Arie here, and today we are going to be diving deep, and I'm talking real deep, into some incredible 7-figure Shopify stores. Now, some of these are branded dropshipping stores, some of these are straight up sick brands that I found that I thought you guys could get a lot of value out of. So make sure you stay till the end so you don't miss any of this stuff. Now, let's be honest, we all love big numbers, and one of the things that inspires me personally the most is looking at other successful stores that have made it to a point where I want to make it. So I figured a lot of you dropshippers are out there on that coronavirus break. So I figured even if this isn't the most innovative video idea of all time, I can make it fun and better than ever before. And yes, I did figure out a little bit of a YouTube studio here, and I'm feeling real good. I got all these creative ideas going. So without wasting any more time, let's just hop right into the video. But before that, of course, make sure you subscribe and like this video. Let's go. Alright guys, so we are about to get right into it, and you know how I said I was gonna dive deep into these stores, like real deep? This is basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna check out their stores, check out some of the descriptions for their best-selling products just to get an idea of what they're doing, of how they're optimizing their conversion rate. We're gonna go through their add to cart, through their checkout. I'm even gonna sign up to their freaking email just to peep some of the emails that they're sending out. And then lastly, we're gonna go to the Facebook ad library to actually take a look at some of the ads that they're running and sort of the style that they're using to succeed at this massive scale. So first things first, I'm gonna create an email just so you guys don't accidentally look at my real email. I don't want to get blown up. All right, so we got the email made, so we're ready to spy on some abandoned cart sequences. So let's start with the first site. Now, this is actually a site called Warmly. I found the site a long time ago, and they sell home decor. It's actually a dropshipping store, but this is like definitely what you could consider a branded dropshipping store. They branded the store so well, and it just looks amazing. So it's clear to see why they're a 7-figure store. Now I'm gonna be using a tool called Shopify Inspector. It's just a Chrome extension. It's nothing too fancy, and it's free to actually find out some of their best sellers and some of their product statistics. Now, as you can see, their best seller is actually some modern house numbers, and as you can see, they actually add a sales timer on their store. And I know that a lot of dropshipping stores do that, and personally I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think they look that great, but I will say that this store right here is doing it in a really tasteful way. Like, look at this. This looks so clean. It matches perfectly with the same tone of red, hardly found in the store. It's mostly just like black and white, but it looks really clean like this. But as you can see, they have the classic high demand. Please expect 2 to 4 weeks for items to arrive. That's a classic dropshipping move right there. Now let's be honest, their site looks even better in mobile. Look at this right here. This looks so clean. I absolutely love this store. So as you can see, they just have a ridiculous amount of pictures. They're all different size pictures, which, you know, normally I would say that that's not a good call and that you should just resize them, but obviously they know what they're doing, so you know, whatever. So let's click add to cart and just look to see how everything else looks. So as you can see, they have a timer also in the cart page, but like I said, this looks all very clean and put together. It's not like just some random timer. They've definitely branded it really well. Okay, so their checkout isn't that crazy. It's, you know, some of the same colors, of course, as the add to cart button and all that, so that's very congruent and it looks really clean. Shipping is free, and it says allow 2 to 4 weeks for delivery. So they're very honest about their business. I mean, this is how you should be running your dropshipping store if you are dropshipping. Like, just be honest about your shipping times, and if people buy, then you know that they are gonna be expecting those shipping times. Therefore, they won't be as dissatisfied if it does take that long. And just to show you here real quick that this store is doing significant numbers, with Shopify Inspector, we can actually see that their average price is $245. So that's pretty high ticket, and they're getting almost 200,000 monthly visitors, and it is extremely consistent, which is so cool to see. Now lastly here, I was gonna take a look at their ads here on Facebook ad library, but as you can see, it doesn't show up. But what does show up is that this page was created in 2018, so they've stuck to this business for over a year, which is so cool, and that's why they're so successful. You know, they've optimized their systems, but what's really interesting to see is that this store is actually crazy big on Pinterest, so it makes sense why they don't run Facebook ads. This isn't something that people would really impulse buy that much. I mean, it's just like a furniture store, but on Pinterest, for example, they're kind of shopping a little more when it comes to Pinterest and getting ideas for home decor and stuff. So this is why they're just extremely successful on Pinterest. They're getting about 10 million monthly viewers on their page. So I've actually been waiting patiently, and I still haven't gotten any sort of email from Warmly, so maybe they don't even send abandoned cart emails. Who knows, but for the sake of this video, we're just gonna move on to the next store. The next store I'm gonna be reviewing here is called Yoga Outlet, and the reason why I chose it is because a lot of people always talk about saturation and saturated markets, but what I see all the time is these new stores that I've never seen before that are actually huge in niches that are technically saturated. The yoga niche, I mean, you have just a whole bunch of brands that are selling leggings, yet this simple yoga outlet store, it's completely killing it. If we look at their traffic, they're getting about 300,000 monthly visitors. Unfortunately, we can't take a look at their bestsellers. They've clearly blocked it, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess it's probably one of these popular products here. So let's just take a look at something like this. Their unicorn leggings. Now, just like with Warmly, we're gonna take a look at the store in mobile view because about 90 to 95% of your traffic will come from mobile, depending on, you know, the niche that you're selling in. But for the large majority of stores, that's how it goes. So you definitely want to make sure that your site is optimized for mobile view. So we're gonna take a look here, and right away, obviously, we get this like 10% off. That's kind of a classic coupon that people give. And you know what? We're actually gonna sign up to it and see sort of what they're gonna say. So we're gonna do Arie's vids 96. Namaste. Oh. That's pretty on brand. I like it. And it's also interesting to see that they actually have blogs. So they do featured blogs on their store, which is pretty cool. And obviously it probably does drive a good amount of traffic to their store organically, especially if they know a lot about SEO. So as you can see there, they even have videos on their product page. Like, this is just amazing. And if you're drop shipping, honestly, you should be looking at stores like this to get ideas, because you know that this is working for them, and this just looks so clean. What I do see a lot of the times is some people just make really bad stores and start running ads right away, and of course get no results. But I do think that it's so much more worthwhile to try to analyze some really successful stores and get a good eye for website design so that you can actually design your store really well right off the bat and get the most out of the money that you're spending on ads. So as you can see, they have like a short and sweet description here at the top, but if you actually click read more, it takes you to the bottom, in which, you know, they kind of have like a little bit of a paragraph and then just features and details. I would say that this is like the best way to have a description if you have a store like this. Like in the fashion niche, there's really not huge benefits to your product. Like, you're not gonna, you know, change someone's life with a pair of leggings, but it is very explicit, and it, you know, you kind of get an idea of exactly what you're gonna get when you buy this. So I really love this. I really love the reviews that they have going on. Everything just looks absolutely clean. Now let's take a look at their checkout. Oh, I really like that bar that they have that's like free shipping if you know, order a little more products. And they also use Afterpay, which I've seen is becoming a big trend amongst these sort of like higher premium quality product stores, is they offer Afterpay to allow payments in installments, which I don't know how well that works. Maybe I'll test it out and let you guys know, but it is a little weird. Okay, so we actually got the 10% discount here from Yoga Outlet on our email. Now, this is a simple email, but there is a lot going on still. It's a little bit, I mean, it's weird. I guess it works really well for them, but it did go straight into my promotions box, not my primary tab. So maybe, I guess if you're trying to have a good welcome email, maybe make it simpler. Maybe make it plain text so that it goes straight into the primary inbox. Okay, now let's move on to an actual drop shipping store. Now this store right here is called Little Style Shop. This is sort of a legendary store right here. I feel like every e-commerce YouTuber has shown this store in their videos, so I'm just gonna make it real brief. But as you can see, through the SimilarWeb Chrome extension, they've actually been scaling pretty massively in the past couple months, and right now they're actually at 360,000 monthly visitors, which is actually pretty crazy. And if we take a look at some of their bestsellers here, their bestseller is still this posture corrector, but the second up is this orthopedic bunion corrector, which is pretty disgusting, but hey, you know, I'm not one to judge. This is their most recent product, so I'm guessing this is their biggest winner right now. Let's actually take a look at this product page right here. As you can see, they started off with a video, which is really interesting. I've never really seen anybody do this, and it's probably why they're actually able to scale so massively still. This store is so old, and it's such a well-known dropshipping store that it is really impressive, in my opinion, that they're able to still have so much success. Like, I seriously, whoever is running this store, big ups to you, because that's really impressive. And as you can see, they got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, but I will say that their overall, I mean, despite all the pop-ups and stuff, it is a pretty clean site. Like their add to cart button is huge. Their description is kind of easy to read, at least right here. Obviously they got like this weird stuff going on right there, so I guess it's not like fully optimized, but it's easy to read right here. Like everything is in bullet point. They got some images in there to just like really accentuate the product and explain it even deeper. They actually don't even seem to have like real reviews. They only have these like testimonial reviews, which is super interesting. I've never seen anybody do this. So I'm really glad that I checked this store out because like I said, so let's actually add something to cart here. As you can see, they're using discounted upsells right here. Oh, okay, so they have another one. This is like a one for actually when you wear shoes. And as you can see, they use 2 add to cart buttons, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, their checkout is really simple. I'm just gonna fill in my info here and wait for that abandoned cart email. Okay, so we did receive an abandoned cart email here from Little Style Shop. They must be sending abandoned cart emails based on what you actually had in your cart, which is really smart, especially for a website that's kind of a general store, which this is kind of a general store. So I definitely recommend that you guys try this out. You can probably do this with Klaviyo. As you can see, this is a Klaviyo email, so make sure that you download that if you need it. But yeah, it just really goes to show that you can have a dropshipping store running for a very long time. And as you can see, they've been very innovative. They have like they have a product description that is different than anyone else I've ever seen before, especially in this space, which is really cool. And it shows that in order to be a top dog in the industry, you really do have to be innovating a lot. So unfortunately, Little Style Shop doesn't show us any ads right now. My guess is that they're just using different Facebook pages to actually advertise their products. Maybe it's because they're getting bad customer feedback ratings on their pages. I don't know, but I'm guessing that's what they're doing. Now, the next store we're gonna check out is actually one called Thrive Cosmetics. Now, if there's anything I've learned so far from the hours upon hours of research that I've done here to find these stores for you, is that if you want to make a shit ton of money with your brand, make a brand in the cosmetics niche. Okay, I'm totally kidding. That's definitely an over exaggeration, but seriously, like I have like 3 other cosmetic brands here and I'm probably not gonna get to show all of them. Even though I've never heard of these before, they're absolutely crushing it. Like, look at this, 1 million monthly visitors. They're consistently getting over 1 million monthly visitors, which is just insane. And the crazy part is that there's so many brands like this. That's why it amazes me. I really don't know how profitable they are, obviously, but you know, they're driving a ridiculous amount of traffic, and even if they're not profitable, they can sell this business for a lot of money. Their average order value is $44, which is actually insane because I know in the cosmetics industry, product costs are really, really low. Like what these people probably spend the most on is honestly like the unboxing of the product, because obviously it doesn't really take that much money to make like a tub of goop. I mean, I know this because I've heard Ezra Firestone, who's the owner of Boom by Sydney Joseph, another insanely big e-commerce store. He always talks about that. So their best seller is this here cleanser. So it's a bright balance and active reset technology. It's a cleanser. So one of the things right away though that you can see from these really successful stores is that they have very congruent branding. So like if your store has a bunch of different colors going on, right away that's gonna be a turnoff for your customers. I genuinely think that if you just stick to like 2 or 3 colors on your store, you'll have much better success, a much higher conversion rate, and your store's just gonna look cooler and cleaner in general. So as you can see, they have a really amazing product page. I mean, they have a vegan and cruelty-free like thing over here. I mean, it's just very optimized, I see. So let me add this to cart. They have a really clean cart page. I mean, they give you a free gift or something. They actually have Shopify Plus. And if you don't know what Shopify Plus is, it's like a plan that Shopify offers that's like $2,000 a month, but it allows you to completely customize your checkout experience. And I see it in all the big brands. They all have Shopify Plus. So yeah, pretty amazing how there's so much competition in the cosmetics industry, yet there's still like dozens of brands that are all pulling in like over 1 million visitors a month. And it goes to show that you really shouldn't worry so much about saturation. If you have something that you're interested in or that you have good ideas for, just go for it. I mean, all these stores I'm sure started out just like you and I, you know, with a little side hustle, and then eventually turned out into some massive 8-figure stores like this one. Now let's take a look at Thrive Cosmetics ad library. As you can see, they are running some really cool ads. So let's take a look here real quick. Very simple. There's like not even any text in it. It's just a really high definition, almost user-generated content looking video. And this is the stuff that works really well for cosmetics brands. So obviously they're doing something right. And as you can see, they are running an insane amount of ads. Like they are testing new ads all the time, which is actually extremely smart. So that's a big shift in mindset, and especially going into 2020, in my opinion, you should save your money on testing so many products and instead just really focus on a few products and testing a ton of different ad creatives for them. Now let's move on to the next store. Now this one is a branded dropshipping store. As you can see, right now they are scaling massively. So they're at 212,000 monthly visitors, which is pretty amazing. And they're in a niche that is also extremely competitive. They're in the fashion niche. And honestly, I don't really know how they're doing this. This almost seems a little bit illegal to me, but I'm not the police here. I'm just doing a little bit of a review. And I know they're dropshipping because I actually checked their shipping policy. I do this for basically every store that I ever visit. I always go to their shipping policies. If you go to a store's shipping policy, that's where you're gonna find out right away whether or not they're dropshipping. So now I think the store has their bestsellers blocked because I wasn't able to find them, but I'm gonna go ahead and go to their trending category. And as you can see, I mean, this is a $500 dress reduced down to $69.99. That's a little crazy. I mean, obviously that's not very realistic, but it is unavailable. I guess maybe it's sold out or something. And they seem to do that with every product. Let's click add to cart here and let's go to checkout. Okay, so it doesn't let us check out again. I don't know why this keeps happening to me. Maybe I'm in like a forbidden location right now to use Shopify. But whatever, you get the gist of the store. Now we're gonna take a look at Bluefly ads here real quick. As you can see, they have over 200,000 likes on their Facebook page, which is pretty crazy. And as you can see, their ads are just very, very simple. It's just like designer fashion stuff. I don't know if this is real. Like, I'm honestly a little bit skeptical. Okay, so the next store we're gonna look at here is called Velvet Caviar. And I've known about this store for a long time. I've always thought it was really cool. And actually, if we take a look, they are totally killing it. So they're getting over 200,000 monthly visitors, which is pretty insane considering that they only really sell phone cases. So they're a phone case brand, but as you can see, they have branded this store like so well. It looks so amazing. And it's really cool to see something so simple as like a phone case being so scalable. Let me look at some of this trending stuff. So this is one of their trending phone cases, and I mean, it's very simple. It's just like a glossy finish, and it's really cool, but it's nothing that special. I guess it's just really their site overall, the overall vibe that their site gives off that just makes you want to buy it. As you can see, they have a ton of reviews here. One of the things that I wanted to mention that I noticed that is that they offer a ton of like free stuff. So this is a big trend I've been seeing nowadays, is like offering a free product or some sort of free thing. And I think the reason why so many stores do this is because it's actually one of the psychological triggers that increases your conversion rate. Now, I am thinking about making a video on all these psychological triggers that I've learned about. So let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But yeah, this is definitely one of them, like the reciprocity trigger. Right away when you add to cart, they actually do this, like, and they do it twice. Oh my God, they're so good at upselling. Like, they literally just upsold me twice. So it does kind of look like they're using Shopify Plus as well. Their whole website looks very clean and their whole checkout looks very customized. So let's take a look at their Facebook ad library real quick. And as you can see, they are also running a ton of different creatives here. I guess not a ton, but they do have a really decent amount of creatives. Let's take a look at one of their ads here. Super simple, just like a really high quality video of one of their phone cases. It really doesn't get much simpler than that. But I guess what makes this store successful is not just this ad and the simplicity of it, but just the overall store vibe that they're giving off, like I said earlier. Now, the last thing I want to do here is kind of go over some of the reviews for some of these stores, because while it is cool to look at other businesses and see how successful they are, it is also important, I think, to make sure that these are ethical brands and that they're not actually, you know, scamming their customers. And the first store I looked up that I was kind of skeptical about that I reviewed was Bluefly. And as you can see, I mean, when you go on Trustpilot, they are definitely not doing too good. I mean, as you can see, they're definitely getting a lot of angry customers, and people are actually even saying that they're, you know, criminals. So I would definitely stay away from the store. And I definitely wouldn't try to mimic what they're doing. They're definitely not doing something sustainable. They're not pleasing their customers in any way, shape, or form, and it shows. Now, the next one is, of course, Little Style Shop, and we kind of see the same thing going on. Like, we even have like a Batman type of person here just shedding light on this dropshipping market. So this is kind of a trend I've been starting to see a lot of there's so many dropshipping stores out there nowadays, and it's just so easy to scale a dropshipping business because of Facebook ads that it causes a lot of this stuff right here, which is just an insane wave of unsatisfied customers and people who are now really gonna be a lot more hesitant to shop online. Now the thing is, when you see a really good brand, they're typically not on sites like Trustpilot, and the reason why is because there's not many people complaining. And unfortunately, when it comes to online shopping, most people don't really say anything about a business unless they either just really love it or just totally hate it. And this is why more often than not, when you look up a store's feedback, you're gonna see a lot of negative stuff. So yeah, I guess if your store has no reviews, it's a good thing. Now here's something a little bit interesting. So this is Thrive Cosmetics. So this was one of the cosmetics brands. And as you can see, they only have one review. So this is a little bit unfair to them, but it is a really bad review. And they even said that it came 3 weeks late, which is pretty unbelievable. Of course, we don't really know where this person is from or the situation, so we can't really judge solely based on this review, but it is kind of a good example that even when you are a reputable brand, you will still get negative feedback from some customers, and that's never gonna stop. So the journey to getting the most satisfied customers possible is never ending. It's just kind of like, it's an endless journey. Now with this Trustpilot thing being said, I do want to wrap this video up. It got way too lengthy, but I'm not gonna lie, I had a great time. So I really hope that you guys had a good time too and learned a lot. This is definitely a good habit to get into, but I will say that you should definitely still brainstorm your own ideas. I use this sort of method of spying on other stores and stuff to get inspiration, but never to straight up copy what someone else is doing. So just make sure that you take these sort of videos with a grain of salt. And of course, make sure you don't get in some sort of like spy lock and you just overthink everything about your store and never launch it. It is important to still take action consistently. Otherwise, you're never gonna make the mistakes that you need to make in order to get to where you want to be. So with all that being said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you drop a like on this video, and I'll be seeing you next week on my next video. So peace out till then. Bye bye.